Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, and now at another nice location. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the topic of blindsided. So what is blindsided? Okay, we sometimes get blindsided in our day-to-day and also in our trading. I'm going to be talking about the trading part in a bit, but let me first start talking about what is blindsided. Okay, when you are blindsided, it is when you are unable to see the complete situation. It's as though there's a blind spot. Like you could be in a certain blind spot that you just fail to see around it. Okay, so to help you understand this blind sign a little bit better, and it's totally relevant to trading because we get this all the time, especially those of you who trade forex. Okay, and also binary, by the way. But let me tell you this experience that I had. This was at the Phuket Mastermind that I was recently at, with a bunch of entrepreneurs there to kind of recharge and get more ideas of how we can improve our businesses and serve our customers better, right? So there was someone at the mastermind. I won't mention any names because I don't want to be like pinpointing anyone, but yeah, I think that person also probably wants to save some face as well. So I'm just going to talk about the situation in general, okay? Um, like, you guys ever do things like land investing or land infrastructure investing? Or maybe any of you do like investment into hotel or resort rooms? Ever done that? Okay, so it's along those lines. So this person had introduced, she was like a broker for these kind of deals, and she introduced a lot of people to invest in one of these kind of investments. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit more ambiguous so you can get the picture, right? So let's assume that it was a hotel room investment project. Okay, I'm just changing the actual realities just to kind of protect my identity here. And what happened was that, like, personally, why did she promote this? She promoted this because she once invested in it and made money, and then therefore she became inspired to share this with a lot of people that she knew. And given her corporate background, she also had a lot of contacts that were looking to invest. So they all, a lot of them invested in this in a subsequent project, and as things would have it, basically some bad decisions were made. Well, we don't know how true this is, but basically, the developer of the project was not able to come up to rise, no, so was not able to deliver on the promises that were being made. For example, payouts, the annual return, they were looking to get like what, between 10 and 20% per year until the product is being sold off, which is not bad, and it's fairly believable as well. But for whatever reason, there were delays in the building, and well, we don't even know. Okay, and basically this could not be honored. So this person, she was looking to, you know, when she was sharing this problem, she was asked what kind of possible solutions is she looking at, and basically she was there thinking of how only to get these people or get more people to invest in a different project by the same developer, so that the developer will have more cash flow to fix the problems that are existing with this project, and so that the developer could actually help to pay out people from this project. Okay, if you guys do not know what I just mentioned, I'm just going to recap that for you one more time so that you can see the ridiculousness of this idea. Basically, this person got people to invest in a certain land investment project, okay? And then subsequently, there were problems with this investment, which we don't know whether it's true or not. Um, Basically, the developer was not able to honor the promises, and this person is only there thinking that how can she help the developer to increase the cash flow. And she thought of this that, well, there were other projects by this developer that were looking kind of good as well, so maybe how is she going to get more people to buy into these other projects so that there could be cash flow to the company, and the company could help pay out the people from the first investment, which is a bad investment. Okay, you guys see the ridiculousness of this? So there are obviously a lot of question marks, as in how do you know this developer is legit? All right, and it's a foreign land investment. How do you know if there even the title deeds in their hands? And if there are, how do you know that these title deeds are real? And if you've been there before, how do you know that where you've been to is the actual place where the investment is actually the one that you're invested in? Okay, there's so many bait and switch in this arena, right? So I think you guys can kind of get the picture, right? It's basically like a Ponzi scheme, but um, this person is just not aware of it. So sometimes in our trading, we do have these kind of situations as well. Like I said, especially in forex, because have you ever had an experience where you were holding on to a trade and then you shifted your stop loss because you felt that it was going to reverse, right? Or maybe you thought that the trend would eventually take off. Maybe it's just like a retrace and you got in a little bit of a bad time. And as time went by, you saw different indicators already confirming that it's no longer what you're looking into. For example, if you're thinking of riding the trend, you obviously know that it's no longer riding the trend because it made a lower low. For instance, if it's going to be an uptrend, it made a lower low. So how is that possible? Okay, you should be getting higher lows. It doesn't make sense anymore. And then you look at analysis. Sometimes you ask people what they think, but people cannot advise you because maybe they don't know even as well as you. And then beyond that, maybe because you have had a series of success in the past, that it prevents you from seeing that how you could possibly be in a failure. You're thinking that, well, this is no different from that time. But in actual fact, there could be certain things that are different about this one compared to the previous time. And then, you know, as time goes by, you're accumulating your paper loss, and then you're starting to analyze, reanalyze, look at different time frames, and then you start to look at third-party websites. You start going on Google. You look at Forex Factory, MyFX Book. You look at investing. You look at Daily FX, trying to get different ideas about this trade that you're in. And every one of them is giving analysis that's opposite to what you have intended for it, and it's painfully clear that you should just get out of this trade, but for whatever reason you're still staying in. This is blindsidedness in trading, okay? And in binary options, it happens as well. For those people who martingale, usually those people who martingale and fail, okay? Martingale, there are ways of doing it that help you win, and there are ways of doing martingale that is just plain stupid. Okay, the way that I teach in Martingale Mastered is totally different from what most people are doing, because there's no point in throwing money at against the direction that is likely to win, right? It's just common sense. There's no point to throw money into that. So one of the key elements in Martingale Mastered is that it's a lot smarter way to martingale. But then again, let's talk about the typical way that most people martingale. A lot of people, they just see that, okay, I'm just going to keep doing the same trade until I win. Same direction. If it's a 1 minute put, I'm going to keep doing 1 minute puts until I win the next one. I'm going to keep doubling up. I'm going to keep... but then you notice that, hey, this is a super strong trend. It's continuing to set new lows. Sorry, it's going to continue to set new highs. The bars are getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. You're obviously missing something out. You're obviously missing out the fact that there could be some kind of a big news move happening, or maybe the market's in a hysteria stage. Alright, for those of you who learned from my Elliott Wave training, you know about market hysteria and what's it all about, and how to identify it, how to cope with it, how to trade it, and basically, you know, how to manage it profitably. Okay, but for those people who don't know, or let's say some people they know, some people learn from me. Is it possible that someone has learned from me, but he can get blindsided? Yes, it's possible. Because sometimes you get very emotionally attached to a trade that you refuse to believe anything else. Isn't it true that sometimes, you know, even in relationships, sometimes we can, maybe it's just old time's sake. Maybe it's because of the things that you've been through together. Maybe it's because of the things, like certain things that you share with a certain person. But the fact of the matter is, over a period of time, you know, that person has changed and no longer the same person that you used to love and know, for instance. Okay. And you're blindsided that it is. And in trading, sometimes, you know, we know that obviously the condition has changed. Our instincts are there, but we just basically are looking for other places to rationalize that what we're doing is true. Rationalization. Okay, so what is very dangerous about blindsidedness is like rationalization. Do you find ever, either in life or in trading, that sometimes you are just trying to rationalize yourself, you know, a lot more than usual? And how does that work out for you? Many of the time, if you have to find yourself rationalizing something, you know, chances are the answer is quite the opposite of what trying to rationalize against. So how are you gonna fight that? So in this video, like, okay, there are many ways that you can actually beat this problem of being blindsided. Okay, the first way, if you're doing forex or binary, is that you need to have very clear, distinct cut loss points. This is probably, the easiest solution you can take. You need a good stop loss. You need a good cut loss. Pre-analyze it. Agree with yourself based upon form a certain set of rules that you say, if these rules are being met, basically this is not. I mean, these are the rules for my trade to be in continuation, and these are the rules for my trade to be exited, and stick to them. When we get flexible, okay, well, sometimes we can get flexible for the correct reasons, but many of the time it's not. So that's one of the things that we need to know, and I believe experience has already taught you that. So this is the first and easiest way. The second way is to get the ideas of other people. This is actually quite a good way, but the problem is that how do you know that the ideas of the people you're getting are the right ideas? Maybe they're not trained in trading. Maybe some of them, they could have some financial experience because they work in banks and everything. And like, let's say, like for me, I'm in Singapore, because a lot of parents, they know that banking is like the hot industry. They know a lot of money to be made, so they send all the kids to study like finance and banking. So what you find really easy is that you can easily look around and go around your high school yearbook, and you find a whole bunch of people who are now in financing that you can ask for advice. But is that finance that if the retail finance that they know, as a counter clerk, or let's say a back office person, the same kind of logics as you need to know as a trader? May not necessarily be the case, right? So what you really need is actually the third option. The third option is to have a group of people who are trained in the same way as you. And it starts with the word A, okay? And that stands for accountability partner. They need to be trained the same way as you, and then only can they be your accountability partner, because they can hold you accountable for the rules that you set. This is what I talked about step in the first solution. They can hold you accountable to the rules that keep you in a trade and to get out of a trade. They have been schooled in the same principles as you regarding trading, and they can also help remind you if you're veering off course. And isn't that something very common? Okay. The reason why most people who try to learn how to trade themselves eventually don't succeed, as compared to those who learn some form of a mentorship program, is because there is no one to ensure that they are digesting the PDF instructions correctly. There's no one to ensure that they're digesting the video instructions correctly. Okay? And a mentorship is so useful and instrumental for that. It is indispensable. So what I have for you, if that sounds like you, okay, the least form of a mentorship is actually one where you can ask questions to other people who are learning the same principles as you. And we have this in the form of the Telegram chat for our Binary Lab Elite members. And for those of you looking to trade Forex, we also have a group like this, and it's called the Forex Learning Group. And by the way, such a mentorship could cost you, a lot of money. But the thing is that for the Forex Learning Group, because right now I'm trying to raise the number of active members, because I want it to be really active. Wouldn't you agree with me that the whole point of such a group will be defeated if there's not enough people speaking out to help each other? So I'm actually building Forex Learning Group. You can say that we're still in a focus group kind of a phase, and this is the best phase to get in, because there's literally no bar to entry. You can actually get in free, as long as you open a broker account with us, which you have to open a broker account anyway, so it's technically free. And then, whereas for those people who are here looking on how to improve on their binary options, the Binary Lab Elite, okay, we have the Binary Lab Elite program, and unfortunately, because this program has been around for some time, and we have many success stories. In fact, like I mentioned in previous videos, there have been several cases already of people who have come in, learned the knowledge, and actually went elsewhere. Ironically enough, it wasn't from Binary Lab Elite. It was just from the basic Binary Lab community that I had a few years ago that grew to about 5,000 members. They came in, got the knowledge, went outside, started their own groups. And there were even people in the past that was so blatant to the extent. Okay, this was for like Thailand. Okay, there was one dude who literally came in and took my videos as they came out and republished them. Total scum, right? But that's also proof that what I know and teach works. But ultimately, these other groups fell in the process of time because they didn't have the answers and the mentorship and the experience that I could give. Because as you guys know, I've been developing strategies for years. I've been teaching people for years. I've been your agony uncle in trading for years, and I can definitely help you with that. So if you're having issues in your trading, you find that yes, I've been blindsided before. Yes, I made a bunch of stupid mistakes before. Some of you don't really need to know anything new when it comes to techniques or what. Although some additional techniques could help. But as a matter of fact, I'm not even teaching techniques nowadays. I'm actually teaching more of market psychology, understanding how the market works through a process of processes in trading. Okay, such as I recently been spending 6 weeks on divergence, now in the midst of spending 6 weeks on Elliott wave. Okay, and then right now I'm also getting ideas from my group on what is the next useful thing to cover in my webinars. So it's not just about Agony Uncle channel, there's continual education as well. But like I said, some of you are already comfortable with trading, and what you just need is someone to keep you on track, and this is what me and the group can do. And like I said, I highly recommend that you watch my recent video about the new tools that I'm looking to introduce to Binary Lab. And of course, these tools, once into Binary Lab, they're also going to extend to forex learning group as well, okay, in a separate package. But Binary Lab is the first one that I want to get this done, because I mean, like, this is the group that people are paying more for, and obviously I want to get people, you know, many times more value than what they put in. And by the way, depending on which country you're in and which broker you can use, I highly recommend that you speak to my Facebook admin, because they can actually let you know, based on certain brokers, you can actually get in for a higher broker deposit. So you don't have to pay the joining fee into us directly, but actually it'll be even better that you can put it in towards your own trading. Okay, it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, so check out on that, and like I said, watch the other video and let me know. I'm in the process of creation right now. What other things of value could I possibly provide you? Watch the other video. I'm going to put in a video in the description. Bye for now. Good trading. Don't get blindsided.